Good morning, good morning. I'm doing this with my hair wet. I'm all clean. By the way, this is a different outfit than the other two where I had on something what looked familiar. Just thought I want to get that off my chest. Let's talk about back in high school. Now Jimmy Blair's on there, and he was there when this happened, so I got to tell it right. We took a little old class back in school. It's called Wood Shop, and our teacher name was Charlie Reed. Now Charlie Reed was one weird bird, or should we say one weird cuckoo bird. This guy was full of it. He would walk around there giving us a talk, and it's almost a lecture. He said, theoretically speaking, Florida, you must get your glue to the right consistency when mixing and stuff like that. You know, he tried to take a simple program and make it real intellectual and like he was real smart. But there was 4 of us boys that gave him a little trouble. Jimmy Blair, one of them, me, another, and there was 2 more boys. I can't remember, but we had our big test, big final test. Now Charlie Reed know that, you know, he had to separate Jimmy Blair, Travis people, and these other 2 guys. I can't remember who they were though. And so he put us in his office to take the test, what had big glass windows all the way around it. Okay? Now hear what Charlie Reed did, big dummy. He put us in there. He put Jimmy Blair at his desk, and he had us a table like back behind it, 2 tables. He put one guy on this corner table, one guy here, one guy here, and one guy here. And Jimmy at his desk. Well, then he shut the door where he can't hear us. Jimmy was pretty good at talking without, you know, making us mouth move. I can't do it real good. And Jimmy could do it pretty good, enough to say no letters. So Jimmy took his left foot and he opened the drawer on Mr. Reed's desk, and laying right there was the key sheet to the test, you know. And it was one of them tests where you mark A, B, C, no D. So Jimmy'd go, number 1, A, and we'd all write it in, you know. Well, we got through that test and turned it in, and there was a couple of questions on there what was trick questions. Now, then in woodshop, here was one of the questions that said, the transfer of power from one source to another, and then it had these several answers, you know, 4 answers, A, B, C, or D. Now, we never studied nothing like that, and we didn't really know. So Jimmy called out the answer, we checked it. Well, we all got that trick question right. The answer was transmission. How clever of old Charlie Reed. Now, when Charlie Reed seen that we got that trick question and another trick question correct, he was scratching his head. He knew we done cheated. He knowed we cheated. But he ain't know how. Because Charlie Reed, he was one cuckoo bird. And tell you another thing, he give licks with his bow. He give them so hard, he make big football boys cry. So I never would take none licks from Charlie. I told him I'd have to go to the office, I could be expelled, I'd do anything. But you ain't whooping me, Charlie. Charlie Reed, woodshop teacher. Another thing about high school, they teach you this algebra. Never in my life I'm 59 now. I got out of high school in 1969. When I was 17, I graduated with high dishonor. And never have I run across something between then and now in my life where I said, I believe I better use some algebra on this. Never had that happen. Another time I was in art, I loved my art teacher, Miss Johnson. She was a good teacher. She really put up with a lot from us, and she was a fun lover, and she liked fun. And one time I made a Jimi Hendrix head. Jimi Hendrix head out of paper mache and some wires. I used coat hangers, and it just turned out to look like Jimi Hendrix head. And when Jimi Hendrix died, I burned that and a acoustic guitar I had. I burned it out in the driveway for a sacrifice to Jimmy. Because, you know, Jimmy, he burned his guitar down in Monterey and all that. So I'm going to be like, you know, make a sacrifice to Jimmy. Now, today, I wish I hadn't burned that paper mache Jimi Hendrix head. It was cool, man. Cool. I ain't even got a picture of it. But, you know, back in them days, we ain't had the technology what we got today for taking them pictures and stuff. If I had that Jimi Hendrix head, I'd put a picture of it on the web. I would. I really would. Might even sell it on eBay for $1,000. Who knows? You know? Woo! $1,000 for a Jimi Hendrix paper mache head. Probably only look like Jimi Hendrix to me, but anyway, that's how it looked. Anyway, in that high school, my throat. Hold on a minute. Okay, in that high school, we did a lot of things, and a lot of things I done, I never got caught for doing. You know, I think a statute of limitation might have run out on this, but you know, we'd put a $1 pack of firecracker in a locker with a cigarette laid on it. Boy, it burned. It was a time fuse, and it would burn down to it. And then set off that $1 pack after we'd been sitting in class 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. That would go off, boy, it would cause a big commotion. I would probably put smoke bombs in lockers and fill the hall up with smoke and get a fire drill and stuff like that. With another friend of mine, John Moe, he'd take toilet rolls of toilet paper and stuff them down in all the toilets in the bathroom, and then he'd run around the bathroom and flush all the toilets about twice and then run out. Then water would come out, start coming out in the hall, man. Flooding the hall from them toilets overflowing. You know, he did that. I didn't do the toilet flow, but I did lots of things. We had out in wood shop, there was a whole bunch of horseflies one day. These horseflies, big old horseflies. And I got me a jar, and I caught about 50 of them because they was up on the window. I just scoop them up, put them in that jar, and then I got in biology class with Mr. Perry. He was a nerd, he was probably the world's first nerd. He probably invented nerd. And I put that jar up in one of them desks in that biology room, and unscrewed the lid, and them flies zoom, would fly out one at a time. Before it was over, them 50 flies was buzzing all around that room, and girls was dodging them and screaming, and Mr. Perry was looking so funny, and I raised my hand. I said, Mr. Perry, why are there so many flies in this room? Well, I'll back off. That last one I made there, when them flies was buzzing around that room, and I raised my hand, well, my camera battery went dead, and it just turned off, but it kind of turned off at a cool time. Anyway, after I raised my hand, I said, Mr. Perry, why are there so many flies in this room? He goes, I guess because it's a biology class. Oh, my God. Can you believe? You know, I had all kind of teachers in high school. I had young ones, old ones, pretty ones, ugly ones, smart ones, dumb ones, fat ones, skinny ones, all kind. Mean, nice. Oh, man. It's unreal what we had in that school. We had one coach that he was horrible. Horrible. But anyway, I don't believe I was going to talk about school no more because it started to bum me out. I do got a diploma, like I told y'all. One of the things I successfully got, I got my diploma. I had to go to summer school to get it, but I got a diploma. And I still have that original one in my house there, and inside of it I have those release from probation papers, my 2 certificates. I'm so proud of my 2 certificates. I ought to frame them and hang them on the wall. But I know right where they are anyway. Now, moving on here, we're going to see what we can share with y'all this morning, this wonderful Sunday morning. I'm feeling good. I woke up, I'm breathing, nothing's hurting, everything working, and I'm grateful. Another day in paradise. is what this here is. Ooh, oh, I'm going to give y'all an update on the coyotes. I hasn't got nothing done with the coyotes, but it sounds like around my neighborhood I got a little help. I heard some gunshots a couple nights, late at night. Heard a shotgun go pow pow, and I heard another shot like a rifle the night before that. So I didn't, you never think of all the angles, the angles on everything. I say, wow, they must be, they must be getting into other neighbor stuff too, because maybe I got some help with these coyotes. I hope so. Maybe I won't have to do nothing. I really don't want to do nothing. I'd rather them just go away, or not have to, I haven't killed an animal in over 17, 18 years, except in spiders and fire ants. And I killed 2 or 3 copperhead. But other than that, I let them critters roam and do their thing. But, when they get a little dangerous or is concerned, you got to be responsible and take action on them. And sometimes it requires action we might not really want to do. But anyway, I just want them to leave. Let them go on down the road. Get out of my yard, quit eating up my neighbor's cats. But they ain't got no choice. They've been crowded out. They don't and the only reason they're back in there where they are is because it's still wooded back there. There's probably about 8 acres back there. They're not my acres. About a half acre is mine. There's another acre on the right, and probably about 5 acres back behind mine that are kind of wooded. So that's the only woods these poor fellas got. So they hang out back there, and where they gonna go? They can't live in Imperial Oaks or Legends or any Bender's Landing. They can't live in all that. That whole area out there used to be their home. Now it's people homes. Poor little old thing. They ain't got nowhere to go. That's a sad deal, I don't know what could be done about it. See, like a coyote is a problem. They're a pest. They're vomit, and a vomit is a problem. And if you was to take the coyote and move him, relocate him, you just moving the problem to somebody else. You're not really, to me, it's not a real solution to the deal to just, take the coyote way out there where there ain't nothing and turn him loose. Well, then he gonna get in somebody's chicken house or eat your little sheeps up, or maybe even baby calves, baby horses, because they predators. They're not as bad as a wolf. I mean, as vicious as a wolf can be on animal, but they still they eat the critters. Like I said, they've ate 22 kitty cats out of the yards around my house there. 23 of them. So, we got to watch that. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that little animal kick this morning. I guess to show y'all people I got a heart. I got a heart, and as big as Texas. And, I don't like to see anything harmed or abused or misused. But anyway, now y'all know that I'm a nice guy when it comes to that. But sometimes we have to do stuff we don't want to do. And that's when the going gets a little tough. In the meantime, I'll be back tonight with another show, and it will probably be funny. I'm talking funny. I'm talking real funny. Real humorous. Really, like a really big shoe tonight. We got a really big show tonight. Tune in, because we're going to have a really big show tonight. I'm talking really big show. Really big show. I mean really big show. Really big show. Going to have a really big show tonight. Well, that's about enough of that nonsense. I can get carried away like a broken record and just go and go over and over and over and over and over again. It can be done like that and not mean nothing, just be so stupid that it don't even make sense. By God, it just gets to going, and it just goes to the limit until it's just out there, totally out there. And then I say, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. Did I put something that stupid out there for everybody to see how I act, or how I acted on the World Wide Web? That's terrible. No, it ain't. It's fun. Good, clean fun. And that's what I like. I like clean fun. Uh-oh, my mind wasn't thinking so clean then. But anyway, I put the really big shoe on tonight.